When most people hear the word karma, they picture a cosmic judge handing out rewards or punishments based on our deeds. But in the Buddhist tradition, karma is neither a mystical force of retribution nor a system of moral accounting. Instead, it is a natural law of cause and effect, simple, clear, and profound. Karma means action, and more specifically, intentional action. Every thought, word, and deed that arises from intention plants a seed. Some seeds grow quickly. Others may take seasons or lifetimes. But the process is not controlled by an external deity or by fate. It is the natural unfolding of cause and result. Buddha emphasized that karma is not about punishment for bad behavior or rewards for good deeds. If that were the case, life would appear harshly transactional. Instead, karma is about the energy we generate through our mental habits and choices. If we sow seeds of anger, greed, or ignorance, suffering will naturally follow, not because the universe is punishing us, but because these states disturb the mind and distort our actions. On the other hand, when we cultivate kindness, generosity, and clarity, well-being arises. Understanding karma this way shifts the conversation from moral judgment to personal responsibility. It encourages us to reflect on the quality of our thoughts and actions in each moment. Karma is not a cosmic scorecard. It is a mirror, showing us how the patterns we create shape the reality we experience. In this sense, karma is profoundly liberating. It places the power of transformation directly in our hands, inviting us to wake up to the seeds we are planting right now. At the heart of Buddhist karma is not the action itself, but the intention behind it. The Buddha taught, "It is volition, monks, that I call karma. For having willed, one acts by body, speech, and mind." This teaching radically shifts how we understand responsibility. Actions alone, whether giving, speaking, or even meditating, carry karmic weight only when driven by intention. A seemingly good deed done out of selfishness, pride, or manipulation plants very different seeds than the same act performed with genuine compassion. Intention acts like the seed from which all karmic results sprout. Without intention, actions are hollow, producing little or no karmic consequence. Imagine accidentally stepping on someone's foot versus intentionally harming them. Externally, the act might look the same, but the inner motive creates vastly different karmic imprints. This is why in Buddhism, cultivating wholesome intentions, such as kindness, honesty, and patience, is emphasized even more than external behavior. Moreover, karma is not limited to dramatic life events. Our subtle mental habits, resentment, envy, impatience, are forms of karma, creating ripples that influence both our inner peace and our interactions with the world. Even our smallest daily choices, how we speak to a stranger, how we react to frustration, shape our karmic stream. When we recognize the power of intention, mindfulness becomes essential. Awareness gives us a space between impulse and action, allowing us to choose wisely. In this way, karma invites us to take full responsibility for our inner life, understanding that our intentions today lay the groundwork for tomorrow's experiences. Rather than being trapped by past actions, we are empowered in the present moment to sow seeds of wisdom and compassion. In popular culture, karma is often portrayed as swift and dramatic. Someone cuts in line and immediately trips, or a harsh word is met with instant embarrassment. While these stories entertain us, they distort the Buddhist understanding of how karma works. Karma is not an instant justice system that punishes wrongdoers on the spot. Instead, it operates more like a garden. Seeds are planted through intentional actions, but they may take time, sometimes a very long time, to bear fruit. The Buddha described karmic effects unfolding across vast stretches of time, even beyond a single lifetime. Some karmic results manifest quickly, as when anger immediately poisons the mind with agitation. Other results may take months, years, or lifetimes to appear, depending on countless conditions. This delayed unfolding can be frustrating for those seeking quick moral outcomes, but it reflects the complexity of life. Our actions are not isolated events. They interweave with social, environmental, and personal factors, making outcomes unpredictable in their timing. Understanding this delay encourages patience and humility. We learn not to interpret every life event as a clear karmic consequence. If something difficult happens to us, it doesn't mean we deserved it in some simplistic sense. Karma is not a blame game. Likewise, when good fortune arises, it's not always a direct reward for past kindness. Life is complex, shaped not only by our individual karma but also by collective karma and random circumstances. The point is not to obsess over when or how karma will ripen, but to trust the process. Our role is to keep planting wholesome seeds, knowing that sooner or later they will bear fruit. In the meantime, we live with clarity, not with the anxious hope of immediate payback. One of the most profound aspects of karma in Buddhism is its connection to rebirth. Yet this too is often misunderstood. Buddhism does not teach the existence of an eternal soul that travels from life to life, nor does it suggest a fixed self that reincarnates. Instead, it speaks of a subtle continuity of mind shaped by karmic imprints. Think of it like lighting one candle from another. The flame continues, but it is not the same flame. At the moment of death, the stream of consciousness, conditioned by one's accumulated karma, continues. This ongoing flow is what bridges one life to the next. The circumstances into which we are reborn, whether fortunate or difficult, are not random, but the unfolding of karmic patterns set in motion by previous intentions and actions. Yet, rebirth is not fatalistic. Each new life presents fresh opportunities to cultivate wisdom and compassion, transforming the karmic stream. It's important to understand that karma and rebirth are not about cosmic reward or punishment after death. They describe a natural continuity of cause and effect. Just as our thoughts today influence our experiences tomorrow, so too do the mental habits and intentions of one lifetime influence what follows. This understanding invites both responsibility and compassion. Responsibility, because we realize that what we cultivate now shapes our future experiences, even beyond this lifetime. Compassion, because we recognize that the joys and sufferings of others also arise from conditions beyond their immediate control. Rather than seeing life and death as separate, karma and rebirth reveal them as part of a seamless process of becoming. We are the inheritors of our past actions, but we are also the authors of our future. With mindful intention, we can influence the stream of consciousness toward greater wisdom and liberation. A common misunderstanding paints karma as destiny, an unchangeable fate we are doomed to follow. But the Buddha's teaching reveals the opposite. Karma is not fixed, it is fluid and dynamic. Each moment offers a new opportunity to shape our lives through mindful intention and wise action. Our past actions may influence the present, but they do not imprison us. The present moment holds the power to create fresh causes, leading to new outcomes. Imagine our karmic habits as a river flowing in a particular direction. That river is shaped by countless drops of water, past thoughts, words, and deeds. Yet, with awareness, we can introduce new streams into that river, gradually changing its course. This is the empowering heart of Buddhist practice. the ability to shift habitual patterns, even deeply ingrained ones, through conscious effort. We are not passive victims of our past karma. Instead, we are active participants in our own unfolding. When we meet anger with patience, greed with generosity, or confusion with clarity, we change the karmic landscape. Even small acts of kindness, honesty, or mindfulness create ripples that influence our inner peace and our interactions with others. This perspective frees us from hopelessness and blame. Life's difficulties may be shaped by past causes, but our response to them is a choice. Do we respond with bitterness or with courage? Do we repeat harmful patterns, or do we choose a wiser path? The answer lies in our present intention. The Buddha's path invites us to meet life with responsibility, not resignation. Karma is not a cosmic sentence. It is an invitation to cultivate freedom. In this understanding, every moment becomes meaningful, an opportunity to plant seeds of wisdom, compassion, and joy. While karma often refers to individual actions and results, the Buddha also acknowledged the reality of collective karma, patterns of cause and effect shared by groups, communities, and even nations. Our lives are not lived in isolation. Families, societies, and cultures generate shared intentions, choices, and behaviors that influence the conditions we all experience together. For example, a society that cultivates greed, exploitation, or violence may collectively experience suffering, economic inequality, environmental degradation, or social unrest. Conversely, communities that emphasize generosity, fairness, and compassion often enjoy greater peace and well-being. These collective patterns are shaped by countless individual actions, yet they create a shared karmic environment. Collective karma explains why we sometimes find ourselves in situations not entirely shaped by our personal actions. Natural disasters, wars, or societal injustices may arise from collective causes beyond any single individual's making. Yet even in such circumstances, our personal karma plays a role in how we respond. Do we meet collective suffering with compassion and courage, or do we add more harm through selfishness and fear? This perspective deepens our sense of interconnection and responsibility. We are not isolated bubbles of karma, floating alone through life. Our choices ripple outward, influencing the wider world. In this sense, practicing mindfulness and compassion is not only for our own benefit but contributes to the healing of our shared human experience. Understanding collective karma encourages both humility and engagement. Humility, because we see that some aspects of life are shaped by forces larger than ourselves. Engagement, because we recognize our power to influence those forces, however small our actions may seem. By choosing kindness, honesty, and generosity in our communities, we help to shift the collective karma toward greater harmony and understanding. While karma reflects the seeds we've planted in the past, Buddhism teaches that we are not trapped by those seeds. Through mindful living, compassionate actions, and ethical choices, we can purify negative karma and cultivate a more wholesome future. This process is not about erasing the past, but about transforming our present relationship to it. Mindfulness is the first step. By becoming aware of our habitual reactions, whether rooted in anger, greed, or ignorance, we create space to respond differently. Instead of automatically repeating old patterns, we pause, reflect, and choose a wiser path. This simple act of awareness begins to loosen the grip of past karma, allowing new possibilities to emerge. Compassion is the second essential ingredient. When we act with kindness toward others, we soften the harshness of our inner world. Compassion purifies the mind, replacing selfishness with generosity and hostility with care. Over time, compassionate actions create new karmic patterns that support peace and well-being, not only for ourselves but for others as well. Ethical conduct, or sila in Buddhism, serves as the foundation of karmic purification. When we refrain from harming others, speak truthfully, and live with integrity, we prevent the creation of fresh negative karma and allow past wounds to heal. Ethical living is not about rigid rules. It is about aligning our actions with wisdom and compassion. The Buddha often spoke of karma as something malleable, not fixed. Even deeply rooted patterns can be transformed through persistent effort. This is why meditation, ethical living, and compassionate service are central to the Buddhist path. They are not merely practices of personal improvement. They are tools for reshaping our karmic stream. Ultimately, purifying karma is about taking responsibility, not with guilt, but with courage and hope. It's about realizing that the future is unwritten and that each mindful breath, each compassionate act, plants the seeds of awakening. In the end, the purpose of understanding karma is not to create anxiety about every action or to live in fear of retribution. The Buddhist approach to karma encourages wisdom and compassion, not paranoia. Karma is a natural law, not a cosmic judge. It invites us to live with care and awareness, knowing that our choices matter, but also trusting in the possibility of transformation at any moment. Living wisely with karma means letting go of rigid ideas about control. While we influence our future through our actions, we cannot control every outcome. Life is woven from countless threads of karma, ours, others, and the collective. Trying to micromanage karma leads only to frustration and exhaustion. Instead, the Buddha advised a gentle vigilance. Act with integrity, speak with kindness, and think with clarity. Beyond that, let life unfold. Karma is also not about self-blame. When suffering arises, it's easy to fall into harsh judgment. This must be my bad karma. But such thinking misses the heart of the teaching. Karma is not a verdict on our worth. It is a description of how causes create effects. Everyone, without exception, is caught in this web of cause and effect, and everyone has the capacity to cultivate freedom from it. When we relate to karma with wisdom, it becomes a path of liberation, not oppression. We stop fearing what might happen and start paying attention to what we are doing right now. This present moment awareness is where real freedom lives. Ultimately, karma teaches us responsibility without guilt, action without fear, and compassion without judgment. In every thought, word, and deed, we are planting the seeds of our future. When we plant with care, we harvest peace, not because we are perfect, but because we are awake. As our exploration of karma draws to a close, let us return to what truly matters: peace of heart, clarity of mind, and compassion for all beings. Karma, at its essence, is not a doctrine to be feared, but a reminder of the profound interconnectedness of our actions and experiences. It calls us to live consciously, not perfectly. Imagine your life as a garden. Some seeds have already been planted, by your past intentions, by your upbringing, by forces beyond your control. But today, in this very moment, your hands still hold the seeds of what will come next. You can choose to plant kindness instead of anger, generosity instead of greed, understanding instead of judgment. These choices may seem small, but over time, they shape the landscape of your life and touch the lives of others in ways you may never fully see. The beauty of the Buddhist path is its emphasis on freedom. Karma is not a trap, but an invitation to wake up. We are not bound by the past. We are empowered in the present. And in the present, through mindfulness, ethical living, and compassion, we reshape the flow of our own consciousness, and perhaps, gently, the world around us. So let the teaching of karma inspire you, but not weigh you down. Let it remind you that your actions matter, but also that forgiveness, patience, and wisdom can soften the harshness of old habits. Each moment is a fresh beginning. May you walk this path with courage and grace. May your thoughts, words, and deeds become seeds of peace in your own heart and in the world. And when doubts arise, may you return to the simplicity of this truth. What we do with love, mindfulness, and kindness will never be wasted.